Hello, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute package tie-on for this holiday season. And these, I've heard them called rosettes, lollies, are extremely popular right now. And Stampin' Up! Has just introduced a new tool to make making these a breeze. So let's set this aside and get started. Well, I started with a 1.5-inch piece of designer series paper from the Holly Berry Bouquets set, and then I took the scalloped border punch and punched it down the edge to get this scalloped edge. You want to do this before you do any folding. And also that brought my paper down to 1.25 inches. I am going to set my paper in. You don't have to pick it up and move it because it has the marks all the way across. So I'm going to set my paper down and I'm going to score every 1/4 inch. That is the one thing about this, doing these lovely medallions, lollies, or rosettes, that it does take a bit of time. Okay, now that I've got it scored, and you really do want to score each one because it makes this folding so much easier. You just go through and do a quick accordion fold or else a mountain valley fold. It's called either one. So now I have my little piece of paper that looks like it's an accordion. The first thing you want to do is take it, and I like using the Tombow Multi adhesive for this part of the project. There we go. And then just, you want to hold it when it's the Tombow, you need to hold it just for a few seconds to make that nice and permanent hold there. So you end up, I'm just going to recrimp that there, you end up with something like this. Okay, so my next step is I like to just kind of do a little before I have the adhesive out and stuff, just kind of train it to go down where it's supposed to go, in case you have a little stubborn one like that one. So basically you set it down, I have my scallop to the outside, and I'm just kind of plopping it down to the center. And if you do it a couple of times before you go to glue it down, it'll kind of be trained and it'll go right into the right spot. So my next step, I'll set that aside for just a second, is I cut out a 2-inch circle of cardstock, and I have found that hot glue works the best for making these. It's just, it grabs it, it sets up quickly, and the hot glue works the best. So I put some hot glue down, put this over my circle, and then we push it down and just hold it for a second, and then there you have your medallion all ready to go. Now the hot glue does set up quickly, so I'm going to set that aside for a second. Okay, so now I want to work on my background, and I have a stamp from the Pines and Poinsettia set and chocolate chip ink. And I'm just going to randomly stamp off this piece. It's 2.5 inches. No, I'm sorry, let me take that back. It is 2 3/4 inches by 3.5. Okay, so I stamped some of the little background piece there. And then I'm going to take a sponge and go around my edges, give it a little bit of interest and depth. I did angle my corners to make it look a little more like a tag. Just adding, and I have found that holding my cardstock up off my surface and hitting it with ink like this gives me the look I like. I'm assuming it's the angle that I'm hitting it at. Okay, and last up for this, I'm going to take and punch a 1/4 inch hole in the top. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back in. Now this Christmas is from also the Pines and Poinsettia set. I stamped it and cut it ahead of time. And then now I'm going to take a button from the Holly Berry Bouquet series. And then we'll set that down like that, just right in the center. Myself. Okay, and then let's put this down here. And before I do that, I am going to take a length of chocolate chip satin ribbon. I'm just going to push that through the hole. You put your fold first, and then we'll pop that open. Just take that open and slip my tails through. You can do this after, but because I'm going to set my medallion down and have to give it some time to glue, I'm going to do it first. Okay, so we'll pull that tight. There we go. Set that down, and I'm going to just take some Tombow, put that on the back there, and set my medallion down. Hold it just for a second because I'm using that Tombow, and while it sets up. And I did tie a little piece of linen thread through my button. And let's take some more Tombow, and we'll go like that. Okay, and then just pick this up there, set that underneath. Now you can write on here if you want, the to and from. I just intended it just to be a really darling cute bow or package tie-on. There we go, I can adjust that, fix that later. There you go. And that's all it takes to make a really fun and beautiful looking package tie-on. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me at chris@mystamplady.com.